Lost in the noise? I got you. I'm Vaughn Solis. Welcome to this series for powerful life change.
Hi. So welcome to episode 4 of the Lost in the Noise series. This episode is titled Know Yourself, Own Your Power, where I'm going to be sharing a little bit more of myself, why I started the Lost in the Noise series, and what I actually bring to the table to help you find a clearer path to knowing yourself inside and out. So first, I'm a boomer, and I was taught when I started my self-exploration journey 4+ decades ago that to create what you want in the outer world, you have to know yourself inside and out. What makes us tick and why we want it. Information which I think is relevant today for anyone starting out or expanding their own self-exploration journey. So I started my spiritual practice 4 decades ago in the early 80s as a result of my curiosity that has continued to evolve to this day. So as a result of my continuing transformation, locking into my purpose in 2006 after family tragedy, I am able to offer a number of resources on various platforms to help others heal and transform. So in 1995, I went for a reading, and the medium that I went to told me that I would be working with children one day. Literally, he said the word children. So for years, I remembered this message, but didn't have a clue how or when or why this would come about because it just didn't align with the lifestyle I was living at that time, which was basically raising my own 2 children. Fast forward 10 years, my why became known, or at least the beginning of it, when I lost my daughter, Janaya, who was 22, to suicide in 2005, and walking into my purpose work, which was all based on me not wanting to get stuck in my suffering and helping others find a way out of their horrific tragedies, pain, and their own suffering. So in the fall of 2024, I was guided to create the Lost in the Noise series, directed largely at younger generations, but also for those who are older and looking for a new path and way forward in their life, almost as a tribute to my beautiful daughter, Janaya. I have a millennial son who is in his early 30s now, and so I relate somewhat to the challenges that he faces and probably what millions of others in his generation and younger face today as well. But I also get to celebrate and have celebrated since the time he was little, all of his successes, which are no doubt a part of the support that he's had from his dad and me over the years, but also acting as a mentor for him, my own curiosity, spiritual journey, and never-ending quest for transformation, which I've passed on to him. So as a result of being tapped into this generation, and my daughter would be 42 today, so she was at the top end of the millennials, I do have an innate and passionate desire for the mental health and well-being of others, particularly the younger generations, as I see them struggle with various things that include stress, burnout, feeling directionless, wanting to find meaning and purpose in their lives, and for sure living with more authenticity. So with this message I got in the fall of 2024 to start the Lost in the Noise series, my work is evolving mostly from the grief space to including helping others searching for their why in life and the journey of self-discovery, which will answer this for them. There are many things to discover on the journey of self-discovery, not least breaking free from all expectations that we place on ourselves or that are placed on us from those we love and others, which happens at all ages through our life and in managing many different relationships related to any number of areas, largely dependent on cultural norms. It's easy to lose sight of ourselves when we place the needs of others before us, or we simply don't have the capacity or interest in self-care. The 3 greatest gifts you can give yourself. So understanding yourself at a deeply personal level, including knowing what you most value, having the skills to maneuver in this world as a deeply emotional creature, and staying committed to nailing down what you came here to do are the 3 greatest gifts you can give yourself, no matter what life throws your way. All of the coaching I do in the Lost in the Noise series is designed to help you develop this gift and embrace it as you go through your own life events and transformation. So some of the key areas that are necessary to look at when we are choosing to transform, to evolve our consciousness, to embrace our authenticity, are based in the following areas. So the first one is finding meaning and purpose through spiritual exploration. So if you are craving meaning in your life and searching for purpose, developing and continually enhancing a spiritual practice is necessary. I just can't see any other way of being able to connect to your most inner self and really understand how you tick to connect to your most authentic way of living, where all of these other pieces just start to naturally fall into place. I have found that no other human can really answer the burning questions we have about and for ourselves. While spiritual teachers and coaches can offer guidance and food for thought, in the end, we all absorb and then have to figure out how the information we feel most aligned with answers our questions, which is a lifelong search, really, as you grow and evolve and are ready for more information. It also depends on what you came here to do and figure out. Some people are born with innate curiosity that we refer to as wise souls. Parents and others will describe these people as having this gift from a very young age, this wisdom from a very young age. Others of us will develop a curiosity simply from a yearning for curiosity or a life event that forces us to look within. This may be a close call with death, a tragedy that has occurred, or a light bulb moment of learning that forces us to unequivocally change paths. For some, it's a natural curiosity that grows over time, and/or as they become more and more restless or frustrated with the life they are living. So the second key area is embracing living authentically and unapologetically. Refusing to people please, conform to other people's standards, and by embracing your own uniqueness, complete with your quirks, struggles, and imperfections, are necessary to even contemplate start living with more authenticity and without apologizing to anyone for anything. Authenticity is a word that's been thrown around for several years, but is becoming a necessity for many younger people to live with for personal satisfaction and growth. To make sense of your life, be happy, and enjoy yourself without feeling like a fraud. And we kind of used to live like that decades ago, before social media, before technology, really, where connection to each other was genuine and valued. We actually sat around the dinner table and talked, and if we wanted to see each other, we had to physically make that happen. Oh, and we also talked on the phone, a lot. I am disturbed by trends where on my current travels in Southeast Asia, I'm seeing young families holidaying, eating a meal with everyone on their cell phones, even really young kids. So this is happening everywhere, not just in the developed Western world, which is a little bit shocking to me. So if you are from the millennial or later generations, I get that you've grown up having to integrate technology into your life and the lives of your children for those of you who are now parents. I went through that early transition of technology largely through the 90s and early 2000s, raising my own two kids. And it was interesting because with them being 9 years apart, they adapted to technology in different ways. So we as parents had to learn that different technology and keep up as best we could. But still, it was a slower transition for all of us due to the fact that we didn't have the same rapid tech changes that we have today, where some of us can hardly keep up, me included. For at least some of the Gen Z and later generations, you likely were born with technology in your hand, which, in the view of researchers studying the effects of technology on these generations and now having the data to support their work, the results are pointing to major concerns regarding mental health and their ability to connect and communicate. And I certainly believe that the way we once valued our connection to each other has been lost on us as a whole. For example, why we need connection and how to sustain it in our lives for our personal and mental well-being. I often think that if those people addicted to their devices could develop a relationship to humans like they have with their devices, it would make for some fantastic human relationships. And many people are suffering as a result of, disintegrating relationships due to tech. But I get it. For many people, it feels safer to connect to technology than it does a real person. And to find out the reason why this would be, it takes both an interest in and curiosity to even start to know themselves, to understand their why for being on the planet and what they are missing in their life that they feel only technology can give them. For example, to find meaning and purpose in their life, in being able to value all of their experiences, even when things don't seem to be going their way. And most importantly, establishing meaningful connections in community to feel supported and less alone on this life journey. Remember, we don't always get the support from and connection we want with family members or the people we have come to expect it from. Therefore, being open to making new connections as we change is essential to feeling part of a pack wherever we are on our journey. And if we don't, it feels awfully lonely, which leads to a host of other mental health and emotional problems for many people. Well, I could go on about that here. I won't. Instead, I will restate that the importance of understanding oneself from within is the foundational piece of getting, quote unquote, getting our human experience that many people struggle with, and which we can't get through devices, vices, or anything else that, again, many people think will bring them the peace and contentment most of us strive to feel in our lives. They mistakenly believe that anything new they bring into their life, from clothes to a car, job, trip, relationship, house, or anything else that makes them feel all fuzzy and warm inside, will make their discontent go away permanently, which of course it won't. When used as a crutch or a diversion to what really needs fixing within, external stimuli will only ever create a temporary fix, which is why people are always on the hunt for more of whatever it is that is bringing them these feelings of excitement, joy, or even an adrenaline rush. They want to keep feeling that way, which is all good and well, and we shouldn't deny ourselves those things that we want that are helping us feel great. However, when the hunt is being used as a substitute for fixing the real issues that need to be addressed within, for the fulfillment and contentment that we truly desire, these feelings will always be fleeting. To be able to sit still, to be quiet with ourself, to be content with what we already have and proud of what we have accomplished, and to stay with these warm and fuzzy feelings for a while before moving on to the next thing we feel we must conquer or consume, is largely what's missing for those who are restless and feeling general ongoing discontentment and frustration in their life. The third area that is key to authenticity is to know yourself, own your power. Taking an interest in yourself, all caps self, is essential if you wish to experience a spiritual awakening and embark on a journey of self-discovery for authentic living, which is where I can help you. I remain committed to guiding you on your journey as one of the hopefully many resources you will be utilizing throughout your transformation once you do choose to transform. With the divine guiding me and decades of wisdom gained from lived experience, I offer you an incredibly meaningful and powerful series while staying committed to living my own truth and learning and healing as I go along as well. Personally, I can't live any other way, and I don't believe anyone else can truly live any other way, either to achieve contentment and their happiest, most compassionate state than being on our search for and committed to authentic living, which is where the real power comes from by truly knowing ourselves. As your trusted guide, know that I respect everybody's journey, and we don't have to be going through the same thing at the same time or at all to reach the same point. Having been through devastating loss, and by sharing my own and others' healing through raw vulnerability and real conversations offered on all episodes of my podcast, these coaching episodes are dedicated to help you navigate any life chaos and reclaim yourself through self-reflection and your commitment to finding your truth. As we continue on the Lost in the Noise series, well, in this episode, I just wanted to give you the 3 key areas that will create a foundational piece for you to dig into some self-exploration and begin a spiritual practice. I invite you to subscribe to the podcast to never miss an episode from the Lost in the Noise series, which is going to be a regular feature on my podcast, or to delve into some conversations I've had with guests and my real-life sister on many consciousness-enhancing topics. And if you're new to the journey, catch up on the first 3 episodes, which also give you great information in more detail on topics related to knowing yourself and reclaiming your power, which are going to be at the center of every episode we do going forward. But of course, I'm going to be focusing on key pieces of what an overall spiritual practice and an overall exploration of self-discovery looks like, the tools you need, and what you can expect from getting to know yourself, including owning your power. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, I'm glad to have you with me.